Hello and welcome back to Isaac Finance. Today we're going to be getting straight into the technical analysis. We're also going to be looking at some macro frameworks too, but overall it's going to be a technical based video and we're going to be discussing the price action with Bitcoin and where we're going to be heading in the future on a probability basis. Okay, so first I would just like to start off prefacing the last video, talking about the price I was looking for as a resistance level. So as you've seen here with this recent rise up, we've seen a very fast jump from around 51,000 all the way to 57,000. Now, a lot of people were asking me, where do I think resistance will occur? And I specifically said 57,000. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys me saying that and why I was saying that. It was documented in the latest video on Ainsley Bullion uh, and my channel too, when we had the panel of experts discuss what's going on with the Bitcoin ETF, macro, all those things. But this is the technical side and what I was talking about here. And we've seen subsequent resistance here, but it may be very temporary. But we'll just discuss why there's resistance at this level, and I'll let this one play. You could be looking at these metrics to try and get that better entry. But anyway, I'll explain what we're seeing right now. So I'll start with to the upside. So to the upside, the major resistance levels I'm particularly keen and looking at are the volume node. So if you go look at the volume profile from the previous range, you can see the volume node is quite large and it's sitting at around 57,000 actually. And that's going to be a decently strong resistance because it also matches up with a SR level there too. So you're going to be
Just
looking to get
people who
through
don't
that.
understand what, and including myself here, don't understand what this means. This chart here is
Yeah.
showing us the level where there was lots of volume in the previous move. Is that correct? So what you're
Yeah.
saying is effectively because there was a lot of volume there last time, it was a point of interest to the market, a point where lots of people were
Yeah.
trading back and forward, and therefore this time around, often that repeats, as in it'll be a point of interest.
So basically, guys, we were looking for 57,000 resistance, and I'll quickly draw that on the chart here and why I was that as a key resistance level for where we are. We have seen very explosive price action. These levels are extremely difficult, but it's just the way it is right now. So if you look on here, guys, I was looking at this volume node right here. So it's essentially this to here. And it's really just that node that you got right there. But the reason I specifically said 57,000 specifically was because we saw that support come in here with this wick, and these closes here. So this is why I thought this level would be stronger. Plus, we also had a bigger volume bump there too, and hence my idea of why we would stop there, which we have seen stoppage here right now. And exactly, it's not to the exact dollar all the time, right? But it's an overall region. Now, we've already tapped the level multiple times and we've had that slowdown. So we're going to be getting into what I think is going to happen next. But for now, you can see we came out, we saw support on this current range here. You can see right here, this is the range we're looking at, blah, 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 blah. You can see in the video, I was talking about how I was seeing support on these bottoms here. They were forming wicks on the daily chart. I believe it was the daily. Yeah, daily or 4 hour. I think, yeah. Looking very strong in this bottom here. Accompanying that with the CVD, I was also observing. In the CVD, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you've seen my videos on this channel, was very, very bullish at the time. So what we were looking at primarily is the Bybit chart. And the reason I was looking at the Bybit chart is because it seems to be a leading chart with order flow. Well, not order flow, but just like metrics like CVD and understanding divergences. It seems to be the best metric and all the other traders follow it. And I've always found it to be the best. So what we saw here was price that was essentially stabilizing, right, at this flatline level. We saw increase in trades opening whilst a decrease in delta. So cumulative volume delta. Now this is cumulative because it goes back and it adds them all together. But what we saw was a divergence. And generally when you see this sort of formation where price is very much staying the same or going down whilst new trades are opening and they're short trades in this example, as you can see here, we expect a rise up. Now the reason we expect a rise up is because we can see that someone's holding the price up. Normally you would see it go up and then match whatever this is doing. So there's no divergence, right? You would normally expect that, but there is a divergence here. So you're seeing increased trades open, new short positions opening, whilst the price is staying the same, which means someone's here right over here, right? So there's a whale here. Let's draw that. Oh man, that's not a good looking whale. But that's a whale, right? Holding the price up right here. So you got to think that's a bullish sign, and you're consolidating here. So generally that's a bullish sign, and we saw that push up above to 57,000 and higher on the CVD. You accompanied that with trades exiting the market, as you can see here, whilst this was going up. So this is shorts getting liquidated, and we'll probably be able to see that too if we just type liquidations in our coin analyze chart. And you can see that we had those liquidations right here, specifically the green ones, because they're forced to buy back. See each candle here, you can see there's one here, and there's here, here, here. So there's a lot of liquidations occurring there, pushing that price up there too, okay? I'll get into what's going to happen next, but I'll first go back to the Bitcoin chart again. So yeah, we've seen that resistance here now. Now, what does that mean for me and my trading plan? Well, until we've claimed this level, so like something like this, claimed this level, formed a range here, and I'm starting to see those bullish CVDs and maybe bullish momentum, then that's ready for the next leg up. But for now, I think we're just going to range here for a bit. I don't think we have the steam right now to charge up immediately, and then like the next immediate day or so. I reckon I'm not going to give specific time horizons because it's all dependent on the context that you arrive in. So maybe we could start to form this range here, right? And then we're starting to see trades increase, which is shorts, and it's holding up, which is bullish. Or maybe we're going to see this. We're going to see new trades. Uh, it'll be the opposite. Sorry, the opposite of what I just said, right? You can see that, and that'll be the bearish narrative, not narrative, but potential outcome you would see. But in terms of resistance levels to the top and to the upside, the next one I'm really looking at is 61,200-ish because that's our monthly level, and I don't really see any other level of interest for me personally. Like we've already tapped the major volume node from this region. So like what else would I be looking at besides around that region? Because there's another little clump there which is slightly extending out, which is around 60,000, 61. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about the realistic levels of us stopping at. We are hitting very exhaust levels here now. It's looking a bit tired, but you know it can really just surprise us. I would like to point out if we would like to reject it, it would be a nice level 2 reject that for that that retrace down, not crazy or anything, but just retrace or consolidate here. This line right here is actually the Fibonacci. It's the 0.786, which is the next one above the 618. So what you're looking at here is a perfect tap there and a range here now too. So I know what you guys are thinking. What is the CVD doing right now? And honestly, I don't think we've formed enough information for me to give a really good gauge on it. But what I'll do is I'll shrink it down to the lower term timeframes. We'll go 5 minute. Just remove some of these lines here for a bit. Remove that one here too, just so we can get that really in-depth view. I don't feel like we've got enough information for me to evaluate what we're going to be doing here. In fact, we've sort of contracted and nothing really stands out to me here, okay? So I'm not going to be maybe basing a trade here of CVD. I'm actually in trades from lower, so there's no point in me even evaluating that right now with such little information. It was easy for me to evaluate that before because I had a large data set and information there, which I was looking at. I even posted in the Discord channel. So if you go to my Discord channel, I will link it down below. But if you can see here, who's that? Yeah, cool. So CVD price, that price is staying to stay within the range. And I was saying that at that level right there, we saw that bullish divergence. I wasn't expecting it to break out, but I also wasn't expecting it to shoot up as fast as it did, right? But it did. So that's the crazy thing about this. And then after that, I posted this. Weekly holding up strong, push looking solid, expecting higher locally. And I had that level marked out at around 66,692. This is a different chart. This is the index chart. So the levels are slightly different, but it's give or take that region. I can zoom in on that for the index chart, which would have been around. So we were looking at this region here, and I was looking at this level right here. So we got that, and we got that one there too. So it's within that volume node, and it's actually like a big space of give or take $1,000, $2,000. But obviously we had that huge increase up there, which is a very bullish sign. But now I think we could start to range realistically. Okay, so what we were looking at again was that strength, and then we saw that rise up just to tap that, which was really cool to see. Okay, now Levels, we just discussed that 61,000. Let's look at indicators. We got the Vu Manchu, which is an offset of the market cipher. And I'll take the stochastic and I'll put the RSI on. So that one tends to be better for me to look at. So what we're seeing here on the daily is stochastic, sorry, the RSI. There we go. We're currently over the EMA line here. We're seeing momentum still pretty much going up, so that's not too bad. That's bullish. Saw that cross, but when price is going up, you can have multiple crosses and it can still keep going up. So that's not really much of an indicator. Our weekly still has potential for higher, but honestly, I would like to see consolidation. To be honest, I think it'd be more healthy for price to consolidate, in my opinion, going forward, because you might get too exhausted and people short sell really hard at the top here, and there's no more bias into the market. For example, you could have a situation like that. So you got to be careful, right? But at the end of the day, I don't determine what happens to the market. And we also have the halving coming up right here, which is the green line. So we got a lot of different things playing all at once. So you got to be really careful. But as I said, guys, the resistance levels to the top are 61,300. First support I'm looking at is around 61,600. So really in that ishy zone, I'm not doing any trades in here. I'm still long. I'm staying long. I'm expecting higher. Look at the Ainsley Brilliant video with myself and the other panelists. We are expecting higher prices. Based on the data, of course, anything can happen and price can just reverse on us just like that. But the data would be suggesting that you would expect higher prices on that bigger term time frame. Locally, timeframes we can tank. Of course, we can tank. We can easily tank 20%, which will put us, $45,000. We could tank at any given moment, right? But you got to look at what's the data going to say and suggesting. So yeah, I would say we are leaning more bullish. I would be expecting a little bit higher, but then again, CVD isn't going crazy. But if I had to pick, I would say we keep pushing up a bit further until I see any different signs on this. I will then let you guys know, and I'll inform you in the videos, sorry, and in the Discord channel. So go make sure to follow me down below. What else I'm also looking at here in the heat map is around 800. There's a really nice chunk of liquidity up there from short sell trades. It looks like they're just putting their stop losses up there, which would be good to take out, or the liquidation point, sorry. And we are reaching that really extremely greed phase with extreme greed coming in at an indication of 80. Generally signaling a sign of a local top, but you can't take it with too much heart. You got to be like, what is the data saying? What's going to happen? So we've got multiple factors running here. Again, I wouldn't want to long straight into this in a leverage position. If you are believing in the narrative and the cycle, then you could accumulate spot here still. But preferably you bought it at these lows, these lows, these lows, these lows, and there's plenty of time to get in. So that's really what's happening right now, guys. I've told you my resistance levels, and I think I've explained everything I need to explain today. So yeah, as I said, check out the video on Ainsley Brilliant, look at these levels, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. I'll keep you updated. All right, so catch you guys next time.